I know, I'm totally quoting Bono from U2. Anyways, today is 10/28/2022. We're here to talk with the Cardinals Cast. Today is going to be a very short show. We're just going to talk about one very important subject. We're really obviously going to preview the things that the Cardinals have to do to win into Skull Dome on Sunday, as the Cardinals line, as I said the other day, dropped from 6 all the way down to 3.5. I think you'll still be able to get the hook with the Cardinals. I'm going to let you know, take the Cards plus 3.5. It's going to be on my best bets. I am 1-6 in picking Cards games against the spread, and the one I got right was the one time I picked them in the best bets against the Eagles in a game that the Cardinals should have won. Hopefully they're not saying that. You want to know why they're not going to be saying that? Because you know what? I said it on Twitter the other day. Cardinals are going to win because Rodrigo is going to make a field goal to win the game. That's what I'm calling on Sunday. That's what I'm calling. I'm going to tell you what they need to do to win the game tomorrow. Anyways, goals for the rest of the season. That's the big subject today. Is the Cardinals have, obviously I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, this humongous 4-game stretch that they have starting now at Minnesota before they play 3 games within the division. Obviously the NFC West is jam-packed. And this might be some separation where the Cards might be able to kind of hang with the top or separate themselves. And as I said, I actually think the biggest ones are the Seahawks and the Rams because you don't want to get swept by a division rival. That means you lose any and all tiebreakers. So, right now, our goals for the rest of the season. All right, let's go over the NFC. So you got the Eagles who are 6-0, but the one team that really played with them was the Cardinals. And that was without DeAndre Hopkins, who now they have back. You think if they rematch in Philadelphia, for some odd reason the Cards are a better road team anyways, that the Cards could beat them in January. You never know. The rest of the NFC, the Giants, smoke and mirrors. The Cowboys, good defense, but can you trust Dak in the playoffs? Meh. The Packers look like they can't move the ball. As we said, the Vikings, a little fraudulent. We're going to find out this week. But come on, you trust Kirk Cousins in the playoffs? The Bucks, I mean, Tom Brady says, that he is ready to turn this thing around in Tampa. And it looks like Tampa has the talent to do so. But to say that Tom Brady is not distracted would be an understatement. He's going through a divorce. You can't even imagine how brutally terrible that is. He honestly looks like he hasn't eaten in, 6 months. He's skinny. Like a little too skinny, if you ask me. The Bucks defense was supposed to be amazing against the run. I don't know. The Falcons ran on them. The Chiefs ran on them. The Panthers ran on them. Now tonight you got Lamar Jackson, probably going to run on them. I think the Bucks are gettable. The Falcons. The Falcons are fun, but come on, you saw any team who can throw the ball like the Bengals, they're going to have problems with. In the NFC West, you got the Seahawks. They actually look, arguably, I'd say them in San Francisco, by far, by the Drew rating, by every metric known to man, the Seahawks and Niners look like top 10 teams. But is it sustainable? The Seahawks are very young. Geno Smith, is Geno Smith really going to be an MVP candidate the rest of the year? I doubt it. I'm just saying, the Seahawks look like a legit team, but I seriously doubt that Geno's going to play up at this level. Really, the Niners are the biggest threat, but, the Cardinals have kind of owned the Niners over recent years. Like, the only game the Cards have lost to the Niners in recent memory, over the last 2 seasons, was a weird Saturday game in 2020 where Kyler Murray got hurt. And then lastly, the Rams, the former Super Bowl champs that look like the Super Bowl chumps. They can't block. They're susceptible in the middle of the field as well, I think that what I'm trying to say is the goals should be highest. You should say, I'm not spewing gibberish or hyperbole when I say, could the Cardinals make the Super Bowl? Sure they could play the Super Bowl at home. Will they? Not likely, but with DeAndre Hopkins back, that's why this is a big 4-game stretch. If they go 3-1 and get the 6-5, heading into the Chargers game in Week 12, playing against poorly coached Brandon Staley's group, you got to feel like, if they're 6-5 after this 3-game stretch, that's my goal, 6-5 after that game in Mexico, that the Cardinals are right there. They'll be right there. They'll be right there at Tampa, Might be right there with Minnesota. I mean, nobody's catching the Eagles for the #1 seed in the NFC. Not even the Giants. I think the Giants are probably more like a 10-7, 11-6 team. Probably going to make the playoffs. You're probably getting 3 playoff teams out of the NFC East most likely, unless the Giants totally fall apart. But I think Brian Dable is too good of a coach for that to happen. So let's just say you have 3 playoff teams in the NFC East. NFC North, NFC South's just getting 1. So the NFC West probably is getting 2. I'm going to say the NFC West getting 2. That or Green Bay gets their ish together, and they're probably not going to be this week because they're playing at Buffalo, so they're probably going to be 3-5. Rodgers and company is really going to have to turn it around. Probably in their last 9, they're probably going to have to go at least 6-3. Possible? Yeah, possible. I mean, if I think about it, the Packers still haven't played the Lions. They still play the Bears again. I know the Bears on Monday night thrashed the Patriots. And we can say the Bears are better than we thought, but they're still not a good football team. They're still not really a threat to even make the playoffs, in my opinion. So really, here's the deal. 2 teams in the NFC West probably makes the playoffs. You know, I'd say San Francisco's probably going to be one of them. Why can't the Cards be the other? I actually think that the Cards, I still think that this could be a playoff team, but I think that this 4-game stretch is going to say it. You go 2-2 or worse. You go 2-2, you're kind of stuck in mud. We're going to be kind of scratching our heads being like, I don't know what to think of this season. They go 1-3, obviously they're done. As I said, I don't think they're going 4-0. I don't think they're going 0-4. So 3-1's my goal. Get to 6-5. After the bye week, you got the Pats, who is inconsistent, but I think the Cards will be favored and good chance to win that game. The Broncos, that's right. And that game looked brutal to start the year. Not so much now, you know. The Broncos could be playing out the string at that time. Tampa Bay on Christmas, we know that game is a lot easier than it looked. The Falcons, a little bit harder game than it looked, but if Kyler and company is slinging the ball around the field, that's a game you should win. And then, of course, the Niners end the season. So what I'm trying to say is I think the schedule is favorable after the bye week, the last 5. So this 4-game stretch, here we go, baby. I'm psyched. Like, I am psyched, you know, because I think this is a very, very winnable game in Minnesota. I love the Cards against the spread. It'd pain my heart if they lose 27-24. I think it's going to be that either way. I think it's a field goal game. I think it's probably going to be one of the best games of the week. I think it's going to be fun. Can't wait. Anyways, toodles. Talk to you tomorrow. Good day.